So now that the election is over, let's talk about what does that mean for us. So we know that we have a president-elect Trump, and if the stuff that he has proposed, we could talk about how I believe it's going to affect us. So one of the big things that he's proposed as opposed to the economy is tariffs. So a lot of people don't understand how tariff works and how it affects the economy as a whole, or how it affects you personally. So most of us don't even care about how it affects the economy as a whole. As an economics student, an accounting student, a person that talks and looks at companies and understand the whole monetary and fiscal policy, I care about that. But that might be boring to you. So we'll just talk about how it affects you, how it affects the end consumer. So the one thing that we all need to understand, that no matter who the president is, big companies and larger companies behave a certain way based on their economic stuff. So it could be different parties in office, but the economic platform of the company itself really doesn't change. They're not going to take the hit when cost goes up and down for them. They might take it a little bit, but they have to pass it down because they're in the business to make money. They're not in the business to care about us or what our wallet looks like. That's our business. We're the one that has to monitor that. But they're in the business to actually make money for their business, their thing. So when they're going to get, how does the tariff work? So let's say um, we buy a pair of Nike, and that Nike was made in China, and we have a tariff, that an extra 20% that is going to be tacked onto those Nikes from China. So that Nike is going to be shipped to us from China. The company that buys that Nike is going to have to pay that 20% extra to get that Nike to us as the American consumer. That company is not going to eat that $20. If it's 20 on $100, that company is going to pass that down to the store, and the store is then going to pass it down to us. So instead of your Nike maybe costing you $100, because that's what it would have cost originally, the additional 20%, which is $20, let's say the Nike is $100, is going to be directly passed down to us as the end consumer. We are called the end consumer. Everything ends with us. So we end up paying, it can be passed and passed and passed 4 different levels, but it all gets passed down to us. So look for, I would say, my belief is there's going to be there's going to be additional inflation based on this tariff thoughts. So if this actually happens, where we are having more tariffs on our consumer goods, then I think the inflation of our goods is going to be more. It's going to cost us more. So I'm thinking that within the next few years, we might be facing a little bit more inflation. Now, why do you say, okay, in the last week, the stock market has gone up? I'm telling you, I'm not complaining about my portfolio, because yes, my portfolio has gone up a good few $1,000s, lots of thousands of dollars. But most end consumers either don't understand what's happening with the stock market, or they don't even have money in the stock market. They're not investors in equities, so, or ETFs or mutual funds and all these things. So most people who have financial education and financially literate on a higher level, they're the ones that are investing in the stock market. They're the ones that are happy about what's happening with the stock market. So it affects them the most. I'm happy because that's what I do. But for you and most normal Americans that are not investing as much in the stock market, it does not matter as much to them. The big businesses that are invested there, they're the ones that are enjoying it. So like we always say, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But my goal is to teach you how gratitude makes everything enough and how to work with the money that you have. And part of that is to teach you how to invest your few dollars in the market to get a piece of that wealthy pie. So that is the 411 on tariffs for now. We can definitely have an update on that at a later time.